Rach and I wanted to escape the blistering cold of the Pennsylvania winter with our 5-month-old daughter, Vivi, and head south to a much warmer climate. But not just for a quick week vacation like most people do. This time we wanted to stay a while. Haven't you ever wondered what it would be like to move to Florida for the winter? As it ends up, we did just that. And in this video, we're going to go over the 5 pros and cons of moving to ChampionsGate in Orlando, Florida. But before we get into it, I must say the excitement leading up to a getaway like this is really something. I mean, a feeling unlike any other before we left for any vacation. Now, this wasn't necessarily going to be a month-long vacation. I was still going to be working remotely the majority of the time. On the drive down, we stopped in one of our favorite southern cities, Savannah, Georgia. After one night in Savannah, we then drove 2 hours south for a one-night stay at the amazing Ritz-Carlton Amelia Island. You can check out both of these videos on our channel, and I'll provide the links in the description. After leaving Amelia Island, we finally arrived at ChampionsGate, Orlando, Florida, just a short few miles away from Disney World. What is ChampionsGate? Well, it's one of a few massive resort communities in the area. This community offers luxury vacation rentals, condos, and homes, attracting both tourists like us and permanent residents who call this community home. When you rent here, you typically have access to the main resort pool and other amenities scattered throughout the complex. Welcome to ChampionsGate, Florida. Check out these bags that Rach found to pack a lot of our stuff in. Yeah, you would think we're like Jeffrey Dahmer or something moving in here. I still can't believe we fit all this stuff into our vehicle and got it here from Pennsylvania. Just mind-blowing. Let's take a quick tour of the unit that we rented. Welcome to ChampionsGate. This is our unit for the next month. Let me show you around. As you walk in here, you actually got to walk up a decent amount of steps, which is fine because I'm going to need my exercise this trip. And then you come up here to this landing. We got a really nice washer and dryer area. A little spot to put your keys, wallet. And then this is the guest room, and it's done in a Harry Potter theme. So you can see the Harry Potter artwork, wallpaper, Hogwarts. Not really into Harry Potter, but if you are, I'm sure this is a really cool room, and especially if you have kids that are into Harry Potter, this would be amazing. Coming through straight down here to the left, we have a closet, keep all the towels. This is the guest bathroom, or I guess just the regular bathroom that you would use in the house. Serves as a powder room as well. And then you have the kids' room here. So there's 2 bunk beds, decorated in a Mickey Mouse theme, Disney theme, which is appropriate because we're very close to Disney World. Some coat hooks. Then this is the kitchen. Very nice GE appliance fridge here. Plenty of space. Freezer. All kinds of cabinets, dishwasher, your oven, microwave, tons of cabinet space. Haven't even looked through all this yet to see what's here. Coffee maker, blender, and this is the dining area. Very sleek design here, like a modern design. The owner did a nice job here. Who's this? Who is that? Hey, you. Yeah, happy to be in a home and not in a hotel. So we have the living room, what looks to be about a 50-inch television, 2 seats here. So the place is very spacious. It's the first thing we realized when we came in here. I mean, like high ceilings, And then if you look out here, we are right on the golf course with a table outside, screened in, so you're not gonna get all those nasty bugs coming in and bothering you. And let's go take a look at the owner's suite. Very nice, spacious bathroom here. Nice size walk-in closet. King size bed. Nice artwork. And it looks to be about a 40-inch television. And there's another entrance here to the outdoor space overlooking the golf course. And last but not least, the garage was converted into an entertainment area with a pool table and completely decorated in Star Wars, which was really cool. I'm not into Star Wars, but if you are, really neat room, but it worked perfect for me working and to have a desk. Okay, so we have been here about 26 days, staying at ChampionsGate here in this unit. We want to go through and talk about our likes and dislikes. So let's do 5 likes about what we like staying here and 5 dislikes of maybe what we didn't really care for. So here we go. Let's start off with what we like first. Okay, let's get into it. Now we will run down our top 5 pros of what we loved about coming here to ChampionsGate in Orlando, Florida. Coming in at number 5 was the close proximity to the Omni at ChampionsGate, which was only a few minutes drive away from our unit. No, we did not stay here, but if you saw our video, you would know that we utilized the property as best we could since we were close by. Twice, we signed up for the resort day passes, and we had several meals there, which were all excellent. This place is the real deal and it's high class. It's really nice to have this place a few minutes down the street just to get in the car and drive to. A major plus in my opinion if you're staying at ChampionsGate. Even though we didn't stay there, it really felt like we did since we got to know the amenities and the property so well. The 4th best thing we liked about moving to ChampionsGate was how close of a location it was to all the restaurants, shopping, and other attractions. Yes, you are only about 12 miles away from most Disney World Park attractions, which is nice, and we'll get into that later. But aside from that, you have quick access to 2 different Publix grocery stores, which I easily made at least 20 trips to during our stay. And there's actually a good amount of sit-down restaurants and quick-serve food establishments nearby when you just don't feel like cooking. Surprisingly, one of our favorites was the Best of Britain bar. It's very authentic food and a unique spot to say the least. Oh, Rach?
Well, you gotta be careful, it's very hot.
Yes. Cottage pie. Authentic cottage pie.
I made something like this before. I'm so glad it's hot. Yeah, we got the sticky toffee pudding. We got like a sticky sponge type cake, and then it's almost like a vanilla pudding.
And number 3, the golf course view. I mean, when we booked this place, we saw the picture of the golf course and the screened-in porch out here and thought, man, that's perfect. And there's something to just sitting outside in the shade, watching people play golf, having a cocktail, a beverage, or doing some work. It's just very relaxing. In this area here, it looks like that's where they hit a lot of their shots. So you get just every 10 minutes or so, you look over and see somebody hitting. So that's really cool. One thing I really like about this particular unit, it's up on the 2nd level. Unlike the end units where your walk out to the outside back would be down below, this is up above. Hence you get a little bit better vantage point of the golf course. So really happy with this view. And when you're sitting inside watching TV and you have this open here, you can look out and just see someone hitting a shot. So I love golf, love being around it, and it's really cool. The view is also great at night. Even though you can't see the golf course or the golfers, you can come out and enjoy a cocktail. And in the distance, every night at 8:30, you can see the fireworks shooting off at Epcot, Magic Kingdom, whatever it may be. But yeah, you can see the Disney fireworks from here. Coming in at number 2 is the weather. I mean, come on, it's Florida in the wintertime. One of the main reasons why you come here. The layout of ChampionsGate has endless sidewalks for morning walks and jogs, swimming pools to cool off at, sports courts for the whole family, and golf courses which are both on property and also nearby. During our stay, I think it rained once. Literally the first rain
Like that we've been
seen
out. It did storm overnight.
in 3 weeks. Wow. I think we were here for the longest stretch of dry days ever, maybe in Orlando. So we lucked out that way. Having this complex of sidewalks all over the place, and I apologize, it's windy today. It's the first day it's been windy since we've been here. It's the last day we're here. It is windy, but we are out here enjoying maybe one of our last walks here. And it has just been so nice to wake up early in the morning, grab breakfast, and come out and enjoy sunshine and watch the local news back home.
Yeah.
And seeing rain and 40 degrees, 35 degrees and snow. That has been amazing. So,
And this time of the year, I mean, this is a little later in the morning today. Normally we come out earlier, but this time of the year you can still come out for a walk.
oh yeah.
Later in the morning. It's kind of
Yeah,
warm.
you don't have the humidity that, in February and March that we've experienced. If you come here June, July, and August, it can be pretty miserable walking around, as everybody knows. Not just in Florida, but the whole Southeast. So, yeah, really enjoyed this aspect of ChampionsGate. And our number one thing we liked about moving to ChampionsGate the most was just the space we had in the unit. As you saw in the tour, the space of the unit really started to feel like home. It was big enough for us all to share, and we even had both sets of in-laws come down for extended weekends, and that was no problem. If you're gonna come down here for an extended period of time, do your research, read the reviews, and choose your unit wisely. Okay, so our favorite thing about moving to Florida for a month would have to be this unit that we had. So on the inside, it's very spacious, and we had 10-foot ceilings. These are ceilings bigger than ours at home. I never felt like we were compact anywhere. So for 4 weeks, you have to get used to your environment inside here, and we were easily able to do that. And I really love some of the things that they did in this unit. One in particular is the decorations and the themes. You have the Harry Potter room. My favorite room is the kids' room, even though we just had Vivi in there and she's almost 6 months old. Imagine if you had a couple little kids, this would be an incredible space for them to play and to watch movies, to hang out. And then the golf course view, waking up every day, seeing sunshine, having your cup of coffee or tea was really great. And, this is a place that you could live. As far as being able to have space and not feel crammed, it really met our expectations. So if you're looking to come to ChampionsGate, there's even bigger places than this. There are homes with 3, 4, 5 bedrooms, pools in the back and everything. So there's really a little bit for everybody. This I would compare to, it was essentially to me like a 3-bedroom townhome. Yeah, I guess that would be the right term. Yeah, that was our favorite thing, was just being here and having most of the amenities that we want. Okay, let's flip it over to the other side and talk about 5 things that we really didn't like about moving to ChampionsGate. ChampionsGate is still growing at a fast pace, and that brings us to our number 5 dislike of moving to ChampionsGate, which would be the massive amount of ongoing construction that seemed to be happening everywhere. When you just want to get away for the winter and have a nice, peaceful, relaxing stay and warm climate, the last thing you really want to look at or hear is the sound of jackhammers and the sight of cinder blocks and construction equipment all over the road. It wasn't the end of the world, but we felt like it had to be discussed because it is going on here, and it should be something that you look into before coming here. There's a lot of construction going on, and it's just not something you think of. You know, we lucked out. We have a golf course view. It doesn't really affect us, but if you did get something right over there, you know, that could be a little bit of a hindrance for your view on vacation. So just keep that in mind. If you are coming to Champions Gate, be aware of where all the construction is. And then coming in at number 4 on our things that maybe we disliked a little bit about coming here for a month would be some of the furnishings in our unit. You know, if we're coming here for 3 days, it's one thing. You're on the move. You're just here for a few hours. But when you're here for 28 days, you know, you generally spend some time, I mean, working during the week and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, this wasn't the most compatible, like when we had my parents come in or Rachel's parents come in to have to sit around and watch TV. You know, these chairs over here aren't my favorite. And the other thing I'll say is outside here, you know, it wasn't my favorite outdoor furniture ever, patio furniture. I think what they should have done, or what the owner should do, is put like a lounge and then a smaller table, and you would have a little bit more space, and it would be so nice to just lounge out there in the evening with a cocktail and lay out. But nah, that's just me. The other thing too that I will mention, so when you come for 4 weeks, the other thing too is some of the accessories in the kitchen are not what you're used to at home. So like these pots and pans were probably below mediocre, to say the least. You know, this oven really didn't meet expectations. We cooked a few things in there. They had it all wrapped in foil. Guess you could have taken that off. But just some of those things that you're used to at home, you know, you're sometimes not going to find in a unit that you're going to rent out for a long period of time. So those are just some of the things that we didn't like, is not having. And the other thing too is we didn't have a grill. So for a month, if you know me, I'm a big griller. I didn't have a grill. That kind of sucked. And I will look forward to that when we get back to Pennsylvania. But on a more positive note, Walmart did deliver here. So that was really nice to get that grocery delivery or just a couple things that you need, and allowed us to make a few, you know, homemade nice meals throughout our time there. So that was really nice. And coming in at number 3 about the things that we dislike about this unit particularly, and I don't think this would be a big deal if you were just staying for a 3-day weekend and going to Disney, but when you're here for 28 days, it kind of becomes a bigger deal, at least in my eyes, is the internet connection and the cable. So just let me explain. With this unit particularly, all in all, the internet's been pretty good, the Wi-Fi. However, with the television here, I'm currently streaming it off of my iPad, and that's fine when it works, but most of the time it's gonna get interrupted and I'm gonna have to reset it. Every single commercial break during a hockey game, a basketball game, and then I have to go in here. I gotta go in here. I don't even know if this is even gonna work. There it goes. Every single commercial break. And the TV only has so many apps for live TV. I mean, if you have YouTube TV, Fubo TV, something like that, it's probably okay. I have DirecTV. It doesn't take the DirecTV app for the LG. So therefore, I'm streaming pretty much every live thing that I'm watching, although I did get NBC Live because I had Peacock on here. So that was cool. At least got to watch the Players' Championship. Yeah, we had the internet go out one night, so Rach had to go sleep in Vivi's room. All in all, you know, you just get used to things when you're at home and everything that you watch and have right at your fingertips. So if you do rent a unit like this in Champions Gate, there's a good chance that you're gonna have to forfeit some of those luxuries of entertainment that you have. most likely, unless they have a brand new TV. Roku would be probably the best, in my opinion. One of the things I'm looking forward to getting home is getting back all of my entertainment. Okay, another thing that we disliked about ChampionsGate and staying here, and I think it just didn't meet our expectations, was the Oasis pool and the resort area. When we were looking at it on the website and everything, it just looked amazing. I was like, wow, I didn't realize how far we would be from it, and that you can't take anything in there. Maybe bottled water, that's it. And oh my gosh, just not having enough chairs just drove me absolutely insane. Okay, so it is day one at our ChampionsGate. I guess we'll call it a townhouse here. Beautiful place, and if you can see it behind me, I believe it's number 4 at the ChampionsGate Country Club. I'm not totally sure on that, which is crazy because I'm a big golfer and think I would know that before coming here. But big thing from today. So we decided that we were going to head over to the Oasis Club, which is what you have access to most of the time, I think, when you're here renting one of these properties from the homeowner. Whether it's a short-term stay, long-term stay. Beautiful place, really laid out. However, we got over there at about 11:30 noon and decided to have lunch, which we did. And they have a nice little restaurant there, bar. The food was excellent, by the way. So I had a grilled chicken sandwich. Rach had a buffalo chicken wrap. And then afterwards, the goal was to go out, find some chairs, sit down. We had Vivi all dressed up, ready to go, and had a little floaty for her. Never found chairs. Walked around for 10-15 minutes, just very frustrating experience. So I went up to some employees and I said, hey, what's the deal here? And they said, well, you have to be here at 9 o'clock to claim the chairs. If you want to get a cabana, it's $99 this week, it's $199 next week, blah, 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 blah. Okay, needless to say, we left. No swimming today, very disappointing. Just please know this, if you come here, especially on a short-term stay and you only got a day or two and it's nice out, you're not going to the parks, go there early, get in there at 9 o'clock, claim your chairs. They say that you're not supposed to claim them and then leave. I guess people do, is what I heard. But we will be doing more pool days over there, so there will be more to come. But I just wanted to lay that out. We're here for 28 days. It's not a big deal. We got a lot going on these 28 days. We'll be over there a few more times, I'm sure. So just know that if you are renting in ChampionsGate and using the Oasis Club. Also, the parking lot is absolutely jam-packed after lunchtime. So I guess it all depends on the day. But today's a Tuesday. So, it is what it is. But just wanted to let you guys know. Okay, here at the Oasis pool, we got here just after 9. 4 chairs right up front. Get here at 9 o'clock. And aside from that, it wasn't really maybe as nice as we thought it would be. But thankfully, we did find the resort pass over at the Omni Orlando at ChampionsGate. So we did that a few times. Well worth it. Much nicer facility, more comfortable, nicer pools. Yeah, the Oasis Club. I could see why some people love it. If you have little kids and they love playing on all the different things, but Vivi's just too small for that. So yeah, kind of a letdown, I'd have to say.
Hopefully Vivi
And this, folks, right here is the number one thing that we have found to dislike about ChampionsGate is getting on I-4. And if you are from this area or have ever been here or drove here, I think you know what I'm talking about. I would much rather be on the Parkway East every day in Pittsburgh than be here on merging onto I-4 heading towards Orlando from ChampionsGate. An absolute disaster, and even a bigger disaster coming back. There it is. The number one thing that we dislike about ChampionsGate. If you're traveling within the walls at ChampionsGate, traffic is usually okay. However, there were a few times that we hit some traffic that held us up for almost 20 minutes before we even got to I-4. Unfortunately, you kind of have to use I-4 to go to most attractions around ChampionsGate. That includes Disney World and places like Celebration. Just prepare for a brutal experience if you're visiting here with your vehicle and plan to drive a good bit to the surrounding areas. It is an absolute nightmare. Whether you want to focus on the good or the bad, one thing is for sure. We were sure blessed to be able to spend as much time with Vivi at such a young age in a place like Orlando. These memories will last a lifetime, and it'll be a trip that we never forget. Vivi won't remember a thing about this trip, but we will love showing her these videos as she grows older. The big question is, will we be coming back to ChampionsGate? Probably not. I will never say never, but after considering everything, other areas in Florida are more enticing for longer stays, and when visiting Orlando in the future, I think we'd rather stay near the parks or even with friends. You know, it's funny watching all these golfers. I mean, I'm not a pro by any means, but watching just people play golf all day for the last couple weeks, there's some good players out there, but there's also a lot of bad golfers. I never realized how many bad golfers there were. A lot of bad etiquette, people not raking the sand traps. Shame on you. But it's interesting to see that when you actually live on a golf course, not just out playing. Okay, well, we hope you enjoyed this video here from ChampionsGate Florida. Put in the comments below if you've stayed here before or even reunion across I-4. Let us know what your experience was like. And please hit the subscribe button to see more of our travel adventures across the country and even around the world. We'll see you next time. Take care.